Gotta ask you, like, is life a little bit harder to enjoy? Like, does food taste as good? Are you enjoying things when you're getting your asses kicked every week?
I mean, you got to find the positives, even though the season isn't going as well. I would say, just being able to be, alive and have the things that, we have, being able to see, being able to hear, our sense of touch, being able to walk, breathe, and different things like that. So although, season isn't going how and I say we, I mean everyone that roots for the Giants, the ones that's in the facility, the ones that's away from it, want, but I don't want to say life is miserable or harder. It's not ideal, but it's a lot of, I'd rather be doing this and having this not ideal situation than any other, unideal situation, if that makes any sense.
Yes, I get it, and that's real life stuff, and I understand. It's a well thought out answer there, well explained. But the reality is, for sports fans, Adoree, we don't want to live in the reality. We want to go to sports to escape from life, and the Giants are giving us nothing but aggravation here. Talk to fans, Adoree. Give the fans a reason for hope. Talk them off the ledge here with what looks to be the worst team in the NFL right now, your Giants.
Giants fans, please don't get off that. Don't jump off that edge. We're going to be all right. I know it's not, like you said, you want to have an escape from reality, and therefore you have us to go towards where we're not making it any easier for you guys. But, don't jump off the edge. It's going to be brighter days. It's dawn all the way after the dark, and we're going to be all right.
Listen, they're not going to jump off the edge because Giant fans are awesome. What they might do is jump down Evan Neal's throat again. I mean, listen, I know, listen, he's a kid, made a mistake. He took it back, and, I'm of the mind. I accept apologies, but what are you doing, man? I mean, did you talk to him at all?
No, he apologized and said he was sorry for the distraction. And I can hear it in his voice and see it and know that he was actually sorry. Didn't mean it. And it was, said he could have worded his words better and differently, which is, true. As always, think before you speak. Sometimes your emotions do get the best of you, and that's just being a human being. And he apologized. He said he's sorry for the distraction, and it would never happen again. And being a teammate of his and knowing him personally, being outside of a teammate, know he's a nice, genuine dude. Things that he said didn't mean it in that aspect, and his feelings and emotion got the best of him. So always gonna back him and root for him, and I know he's gonna do a better job.
So it's Adoree Jackson, quarterback for the Giants, BT and Sal here on the Fan. So one thing my dad used to say when I was young, maybe because I used to bring some adversity to the home, I'm not sure, but he would say adversity builds character. And I believe that. I really do. If it doesn't kill you, you come out stronger, it's all good. But for that to work, Adoree, you need leadership, whether it's inward, if, in my situation growing up, or as a team collectively. I don't know the answer to this. You do. Simple question. Who's the leader of the Giants? Who is the leader of this team?
I would say the leader of this team, it starts from top down. You go with Dave's, and then I would say in the locker room internally, it would be us as the players.
But who though? Like specifically, who? That's what I'm trying to get to that. And listen, Daniel Jones plays his ass off. He gets crushed every week. He gets up, and I respect, but he didn't say a word. Barkley's always hurt. Great player, but he's always hurt. Who's the guy who stands up and says, guys, this is just utterly unacceptable, whether it's MFing guys or the situation. Who is the guy?
I would say, on the defensive side, we have McKinney that's there, Bobby Okereke. You got Dexter, Leonard, myself being able to talk to the guys. Offensively, you have Shep, Saquon, DJ that's able to speak. I would say Nacho speaks up and voices his opinion. In that aspect, I would say those are the leaders and the ones that guys listen to and respect. And when they speak, they give their undivided attention and are dialed in and want to, have change and make change.
Have you guys had, whether it's any of those players that you mentioned, has the heart-to-heart like team meeting come yet? That guys, we just can't have this. Like, one thing to lose, it's tough. The best team in the NFL is superior to basically everybody walking the planet in terms of sheer athleticism. We get that. Not an easy league, tough job, dude. We know that. But has anybody stepped up and said what what needs to be said?
Yeah, we have. And I think that's the good thing. Like I said, you have multiple people on the same page having the same message. And I always say, showing emotion is a good thing. Being able to speak up, being able to voice your opinion, even though it may seem difficult or it may be frustrating at times, but to be able to have that. And those guys listen because, the guys that I named, not really rah-rah, don't get mad. Or, you know what I mean? So when someone speaks, it's like, okay, it's meaningful. Like, this is something that's serious. So, I don't want to say it's a meeting, but, when we talk with each other, we break it down. We may be in the locker room or in the huddle or whatever it may be. Then, someone may speak. And I think when you get that and you hear that, it's like, oh, damn, he doesn't really talk that much. Or if it's something that goes on in the course of the game, might come together, may say a couple things. And I'm always for it. Let them speak, let them vent. They always say, hold your composure, which is true. But at the same time, sometimes those guys need to see that emotion. You're always just like nonchalant, like, okay, next play. Sometimes, being positive is good, but sometimes you gotta yell, you gotta let it out, you gotta vent, you gotta let your frustration out because you will be at peace, and then people will see your pain and be like, man, I don't want to see my brother like that again because 9 times out of 10, I've never seen him this mad. So when he is, or is he speaking, it's all right, we got to figure it out. So those talks and those conversations have happened, and, yeah.
Okay. But Adoree, we get tired of asking you the same questions. I'm sure you're getting tired of answering the same questions every week. At some point, you guys actually have to do something about it. Like, you could say, well, things are going to change, and we know we got to tackle, and we got to play better, and each man gives an effort, blah, 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 blah. And we watch, and every week, you guys continue to get your rear ends kicked. Do you believe, not just you individually, but do you guys believe in yourselves, truly believe in yourselves as a team? Because there's no reason for anybody else on the outside to believe in you. You haven't put anything on tape this year outside of one decent half of football. Has the belief in that locker room been lost? Do you feel like you're the worst team in the NFL, which is the way you've been playing?
Nah, for sure don't feel like the worst team in the NFL. But at the same time, we do still have that belief. It's not faded. It's not, no weary. We still have faith in each other, faith in the process, faith in the journey. So we don't, in that locker room, hang our heads low. Woe is me. I think we have the right guys in there to understand the situation and to fix the situation. But at the same time, like you said, we just got to go out there and show it and put it on tape, and not for anyone else but ourselves, if that makes sense.
No, it makes sense here, and I would echo what Sal just said. It's you bear the brunt of the questions here, and you're a stand-up guy, and we respect that. Eventually we would like to ask different questions, positive questions, you know what I'm saying, respond to some good stuff, but until that happens,
exactly.
I'm saying we got to do this dance here. The thing that I worry about, we're talking to Adoree Jackson, of course, quarterback for the Giants with BT and Sound on the Fan. I worry about division. If I'm you and I'm those defensive players, not that you guys have been great on defense, but you've certainly been better than the offense, that's for sure. And I'm watching an offensive line, I think inarguably the most important unit in all of football, look so substandard. It's got to be tough to remain together as a unit when one side of the ball is destroying your season.
Man, I don't want to say it's tough, but it's always the fact that you have to encourage. It's not like beating a horse that is already down. That's how I look at it. Being in situations where I've been on teams where the offense didn't start as fast and the defense started good, and then soon one thing, I don't know when it happens, it clicks. The offense is firing at all cylinders, and the defense, or they maybe not be playing, as they should. So I don't ever look at it as, man, it's one side here, one side there. It's always a collective, but at the same time knowing that the offense and the guys that we have, that when it does click and when those numbers and those points get on the board, it's like, okay, still have to keep them going and encourage, because at one point when it wasn't like that, we don't want them to feel like, oh, damn, now the defense not doing what they need to do, or the defense isn't helping us at all. So I think it goes hand in hand. Everyone understands, the situation at hand. But at the same time, got to always keep those guys encouraged, and they do it with us. If they make a mistake, hey, defense, get us the ball back, this, that, and the third. Or if something happens, we get a turnover, or something happens 3 and out, and they go 3 and out, we tapping them up like, all right, it's all right, we're going to get you the ball back, we're going to do this and that. So we're still fighting for each other, still playing for each other, and still trying to go in the right direction.